from an iPad. If you do it off the computer, it's pretty good.
Yeah, just no point in turning the computer on, really. No, it's okay. I've been, the app that's for the iPad is the same one that's on the phone. But it's you don't see the full proper screen thing. Like you, there we go. If I do that, we do.
Hey, Randy, how you doing?
Hey, not bad.
Yeah.
But
We have Randy W. Horton in here. So do you know who that is? You guys know who Randy is. Everybody knows
yes.
who Randy is.
Yeah. I don't think we're all allowed to not know who Randy is.
Oh.
Sorry, Randy, still love you.
Okay, I thought there was like a zinger on the end of that. It was kind of like a spitball if you're a pitcher, you know? It had a little elbow grease in it. That's okay. You know what? I would not be here if it wasn't for Randy. As far as I'm concerned, he started this journey, so he should be part of this celebration. Today's my 25th day, and I'm over 50,000 views, which blows my mind. I was happy to get 300 people in a room. So you just don't know. This platform's weird. The other great thing about this is people actually watch the replays.
I have noticed that too, and I noticed that I don't know when they added it, but there's an analytics button now underneath our broadcasts, so we can see how many people watched and all that kind of stuff after the fact.
Yeah, that's cool. Mm-hmm. They're supposed to have quite a few changes this week.
Being a beta, right?
Drinking there. Let's promote the beer. Is this a
oh no,
a Canadian beer?
Ginger beer.
Ginger beer. Any alcohol or just good old ginger?
No, I've been having some problems with some genetic disposition drinking, apparently, because it's a history in my family and the amount of stress over the past few years. Some people know our story, some people don't. But I've been binge drinking. So I've been picking up things like, because sugar isn't that great either, but this has got that organic cane sugar stuff in it. So we've been picking up like really dark grapefruit juice and ginger beers and stuff to kind of get my brain to not binge drink anymore. And,
right now, my wife has got me drinking green stuff and carrot. So this day I think is celery. I think it's spinach. Might even have a little bit of sweet potato. It's got a whole bunch of stuff. It's got ginger in it. Mm-hmm. And not to be too graphic, but this is the first time in my life where my pee is clear.
Oh, right.
I'm like,
well, that's a sign of good hydration. Yeah. So
forget about celebrating how many days you've been on Happs. Let's celebrate that your pee is clear.
It's clear.
A new milestone.
Yeah. I've also lost 20 pounds, and I was lifting 2 bags of 10-pound potatoes thing on the way back, and I went, shit, that's a lot of weight. Mm-hmm. That is a lot of weight when you carry it that way.
Nice. Mm-hmm. No, it's I've always eaten pretty healthy, especially in comparison to Martin. Poor Martin, even though he grew up on a farm, his parents came to Canada after surviving World War II in Germany, mm-hmm. and they found all these things that they could now buy.
All these conveniences, right? You couldn't get back in Germany.
So when I met him, it was like junk food. Everything was just, and it was a constant battle. And I gave in a number of times. And
you know what I've realized? If it comes in a box and it has ingredients on it, there's a very good chance it's garbage because it's got preservatives and everything else. And I've also realized too, even with this juicing, you gotta drink it right away. It's like swamp water the next day.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's no preservatives, right? So
slug juice, we call it. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you drink it right away, I swear you can feel the energy of the drink in you as you drink it. It is.
Well, I was sick a lot as a child. It just everything we tried didn't work. So I had gotten used to being sick every night.
Yes.
But we went to a seminar when I was 22 at that point.
Probably about that, yeah.
Yeah, and Martin was just
30 years ago.
Yeah. Martin was so frustrated and that he couldn't help me, and no matter what we did, mm-hmm. and his junky eating wasn't helping. And so we went to a seminar for eating according to blood type.
Yes.
And so that's what we did diligently and respectfully and daily for a number of years. And then when we moved to British Columbia, a lot of things that we ate are now twice the price, or other things didn't exist. And so we
you know what the weirdest thing is?
did a whole lot.
When I was a kid, they couldn't give beats away.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
and I don't mean like 2 turntables and a microphone. I don't mean those kind of beats. Right? But they couldn't give them away, right? They were literally worthless. You go in now and they're gold.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is about beats. I'm like going, what? How can this be $3.99 a pound?
What's
what
a
is
kale?
Oh, I know, that's
You know,
ridiculous.
no one gave a damn about kale until a few years ago, and then
I
suddenly
know.
Kale this, kale everything, right?
it's like, give me a break, folks. Food is food.
We say that because we have kale in the fridge. So
Someone will break in just to steal our
Kale.
kale.
Yeah, to steal your kale stash. A lot of people are growing stuff too now. And I
Yeah,
don't mean
I'm not good
Bob
at that.
Marley. I mean, like, you know, the stuff you're talking about.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
man.
not good at that
we
at all.
could do like a little suspended hanging vegetable garden and then
Sure.
wrench it down when we want
Sure.
to plant
You
it.
won't even water the
Would you-
spider plant that's dying.
Hello,
for-
Shane. How are you?
Yeah.
This is Shane. Shane, this is Michael. Shane is a friend of ours that we made on Periscope within the first year of Periscope when I was new to the platform, and it was new period. And Shane lives down in Texas, but she had moved up to Vancouver to study animation and was attempting to stay there. But
Mhm.
shortly before the whole COVID thing happened, unfortunately, she couldn't get a sponsor, and she's now back down in Texas.
We're
So
going to
Shane-
welcome Randy into the room. So is there
Randy.
anything?
Randy.
There you go. Randy. All right, here we go. The glory of the man. There we go.
Oh, Canada, oh, Canada. What's up? Good morning.
We're not buried in snow.
That's
Good
true.
morning, Northern Americans.
Yeah.
Compadre.
52nd state.
So how do you guys know each other? Have you ever been in one of Randy's broadcasts?
I don't think I've had the privilege yet, Randy.
I was in yours yesterday, by the way, when you guys were sitting at the table. But yesterday, I was having so many, I couldn't really see anyone. It was a challenge yesterday. I had a lot of stop and go. The videos, it was really a challenge. But I tried on the phone, and the phone is just, I couldn't do it yesterday. So I'm on the laptop today, which is working very well.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Anyway,
Well,
glad to formally meet you. Hi, I'm Randy. What's happening?
Have you guys noticed the latency is way better? There's a very, very slight delay now. Very slight.
Yeah, it seems to be a lot better. Yeah.
So that whatever they did, it's on the computer one is much better. And I don't think Randy has ever looked better than right now. Look at that.
I've
Crystal
only been
clear.
awake 7 minutes. That's a compliment.
It's just the lighting.
Yeah, it's the lighting. You two are great. I love you guys as a couple. I love the way you guys talk and the way you guys can kind of understand and finish a sentence. The other one starts. That is beautiful.
We try to, you know, something.
Really, you guys are such a together couple. That's fantastic.
Well, we haven't killed each other yet.
Well, no, you don't see any really distance. Some couples, you see them talk and you wonder if they actually know each other. But you folks,
yeah.
it's like, I see like two friends and a couple. I see more than just that. It's kind of great.
Yeah, soulmates. You guys are definitely soulmates. Yeah.
Nice. That's a great thing. You guys are very lucky.
Well, it's been a lot of work over the last few years. We had a major project in British Columbia that we were co-producers on, as well as doing a lot together for the project, and it was a huge investment. And we had a third producer come in order to financially survive, and the third producer not only took us for a lot of money, and it was horrific, but he was very, very good in pitting other people against each other.
Mm-hmm.
So every once in a while, we still look at each other and we still feel a bit of that pain because we haven't completely gotten past it yet. But there was a while there where the two of us couldn't just. It was about I'd say about a 3 or 4 year time period.
We just couldn't.
We couldn't stand each other.
I have a question. I was listening to you before I popped in. Eating for your blood type. My mother swears by it.
Yeah.
What is your thoughts?
Well, I was sick my whole childhood, and it was like everything just upset my stomach. I was constantly throwing up. And when I was a little kid too, I was constantly ignored by my mother, and bullied at school. So I would force myself to throw up. If the food didn't make me sick, I made myself sick so I didn't have to go to school. So it was a constant behavioral pattern. And so, when Martin moved in with me, it became I guess you were frustrated. You didn't know what to do. You were a young man. You were.
I mean, I was used to a certain style of eating. Like, I grew up on a farm. My parents moved from Germany back in the 1950s, so they had quite this sort of farm mentality, heavy foods, very, very rich foods kind of mentality, and that's what I grew up on. Schnitzel and pork roasts and all this sort of stuff, and it was all stuff that was just too heavy for her. When I first moved out, moved away from home, my mom, every week we'd go to visit, and she'd give us this care package of leftover food, from the freezer, cabbage rolls and all this sort of stuff. And it got worse and worse. And I couldn't figure out what to do.
I'm getting hungry. I haven't eaten anything like that in so long.
Sorry. My biggest problem was, my biggest problem was an allergy to fish. Like any kind of fish, I'd be throwing up for days. So we went to an Eating Right for Blood Type seminar where Peter Diadamo was actually running the seminar, and it was at the Carrot Common here in Toronto. And I see we've frozen a little. Yes, we have.
Yeah, we unfroze.
We have frozen. No, come on, unfreeze.
You know what though? If you play the playback, it doesn't do it half the time. So it's just like I think it's because we run so many platforms at one time, and I bet Randy's got multiple going too.
I didn't turn mine on yet because I wanted to test how we were doing before I turned the multi on.
Somewhere there's a loop happening too. One of our devices is echoing back in itself.
Great. We're stuck in a time loop again.
We are stuck in time. Just like his tail.
Anyway, hurry up with the blood type story. I want to know.
So he made during the seminar they took our blood type, like they pricked our finger and took our blood type, and we're both A, thankfully. And he said that one of the key things he said was, "I'm not allergic to fish. It's because I was eating red meat. The fish was trying to get rid of the red meat."
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I went, okay, that sounds weird, but that seems like a huge financial investment to go out and change my eating habits that drastically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm English, Irish, Scottish, French, Canadian. Red meat is like the staple of my life. And he said, "Here's the bet: for 3 months, you're going to cut out these 5 major things. And then you're going to go out for fish dinner. You're going to have someone else cook it so that it was cooked right. Mm-hmm. And if it comes back up, if you're sick, I will give you 3 months worth of red meat budget, and I will pay you back for your fish dinner." So we thought,
what's to lose? We'll give it a try.
So we did.
We
and for the first time,
foods,
went off all these foods. And for the first time, I was able to have an actual fish dinner.
Perfect.
And it was like the most incredible thing ever.
Yeah,
so
mine is like the opposite. I'm supposed to eat red meat as much as I can and not eat as much fish. So
you're blood type O, right? We're both blood type A, which was handy. We're both the same blood type, so we don't have to cook 2 completely different dietary styles.
A quick question was from Matt, and then I won't, Martin. I won't interrupt you, Michael. Martin, your parents are from Germany.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you getting your retirement now from Germany?
What's that?
You're getting your German retirement check, your pension?
Me? Yeah. No, I was born in Canada, though. Right.
Doesn't matter. If you have 2nd and 3rd generation German, you get a pension. One of my friends, grandparents from Germany at 55, started getting a full pension from the German government.
Well, I'm not 55 yet, but I should ask my sister about that because she was handling their states. They both passed last year.
His was quite easy. He was living in the Philippines on the U.S. Social Security. And then someone told him about him. 90 days later, he doubled his income or tripled it. He's getting a full pension because of his heritage. I thought it was wonderful.
That's amazing. So we've got big news here. Vince is now a VIP. He's made it.
All right, Vince.
Yeah, he's very excited. He's part of the Hooter or something. I can't remember what the club's called, but
yeah, the He-Man Hooter Haters. All right, yeah, it's part of the club. He's actually one of the chairmen. Mark Goldman walked in and
All
gave
right.
you a nice
Well, the Happs
award.
team. Hey, Mark.
Mark Goldman.
Yeah. Oh,
Anyway,
but,
so Martin, that's something. If you're not aware of it, it's like beautiful.
Yeah. Something I'll have to look into.
well,
Yeah.
Maybe you should go
free
and
money is
apply
good, man.
Because 2 years could be eligible
Yeah.
for that. So.
Come again?
Hmm.
Hold on, my wife's taking all my documents. They want to make sure if I can leave the house today.
That's good. That's good.
I'm in quarantine in the Philippines, so she's going to the local like county sheriff office, whatever, and they will see if I'm allowed to come out of my house.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mark, would you like to come up for a minute? Say hello. I'll invite him.
There
Just
is an
I'll
audio.
be hates when you do that.
Yeah.
he usually comes in when I invite him.
Yeah, he feels guilty. You're laying the God trip on him.
Oh, I love. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a God trip. Yeah.
No,
Yeah, it's the God
Only
trip.
on the active view. Only on our end.
Well, I appreciate you too, Mark. You know, the God in me loves the God in you. There you go.
There you go.
Yes. Perfect.
So, Martin, if you don't mind giving me half of your first check of something
Yeah.
you didn't know for the information.
Referral fee.
I think that's fair. I think if he gets the check, we should all wear shirts with Randy's face on it. I told you so.
Right, yeah, exactly.
No, he will get it. It's a friend of mine walked through it, and I watched his process,
we just,
and I was
you know,
shocked.
we just made 6 moves in 1 year,
Mm-hmm.
and
wow.
And our whole industry shut down. It's so frustrating. It's
What
so
industry were you guys in that shut down?
Sorry?
What industry shut down for you?
Entertainment industry. We're prop makers and special skills actors.
So film and television.
And it was basically all our work was here when we arrived back in Toronto. When we came back, all the work was here, and then all of a sudden it wasn't. So I kind of wish we had moved 6 years ago, but at the same time, I wish we had moved next year. Yeah. So our timing was off.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's timing has been off. We all did things and we didn't anticipate what was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had no idea when I flew to Saudi for, back to do some business, I would be there a year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I haven't been home in a year. Imagine Martin leaving the house and then calling you up and not coming home for a year.
That's actually pretty. Yeah. Okay.
Could go.
That's what happened. That's what happened to me. It was crazy.
See, Randy is intuitive, and he's doing a mirror game on you there. He already knew that, but he wanted you to tell him. That's it. The power of Randy.
Well, we've had productions before where you swear you're only going to be gone for like 8 hours, and then everything goes awry and you're gone for a week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they put you up in some motel and you cross your fingers, but I wouldn't mind getting rid of you for a year.
For a year? Yeah.
No, not yet. Let's reestablish ourselves.
Well, yeah, let's get things sorted out. Make sure we're both, if either one of us has to step away for a different project for that length of time, that either one of us is able to
actually
keep things
prepared for a change.
Yeah,
that would be nice. That would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the hardest thing too when we got together is because I grew up in the entertainment industry. I started as an 8-year-old child reporter, and I've always been around the whole world of it. And whereas Martin, it was a new thing, and small town boy moving into the big city.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, I was a high school drama nerd, but that was about it at the time, So
I think we're all in the entertainment industry. I've known people my whole life who are trying to be somebody they're not. So I think we're all into that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't mean that in a bad way, but we always are meeting people who are acting differently, and you can see through them. I know you're in the entertainment industry. I'm sure you see through it a lot. I mean, you have the folks that come up and you say, "Well, wait a minute, you're not who you're trying to be." But maybe it's a lot different in the production area that you're at. But I see it a lot. Yeah. I don't know. Is it common overacting, I guess, but in the harsh way?
Drama.
Oh my God.
I see in the future people watching these Happs interviews, right, and dissecting the secret code that Randy is saying, the ancient wisdom that oozes from his innermost being. That was pretty deep, Randy. That was good.
Mhm.
Yeah, we
just
need
grew
a
up
little
with it.
decoder wheel or something. You know,
Yeah, I needed one of those little
the
cereal
Randy
things.
reel.
Yeah, what is the one that came in cereal years ago? I had one, I think.
Oh
the,
yeah.
Yeah,
You
the
guys
decoder
remember?
was
Oh, it was
deal.
the Little Orphan Annie decoder wheel, wasn't it?
There were so many of them. I mean, there's
Yeah,
just
there were a bunch.
everybody had a ring. They had a wheel. You know,
Yeah.
they were going to help you decode the world with all these little gadgets.
Oh
they were
yeah, that was so cool. Do you guys remember the space coins and the hockey coins that came in
Yeah.
the puddings?
Yeah.
They are worth a small
Those.
fortune now.
They're like the little plastic coin with
Yes, like so if
graphic
you have like a
picture.
Gordie Howe or a Bobby Orr, those are worth some big bucks. Yeah.
Whatever lies, he will
Live,
always
live,
bring
live,
his
live.
minions. Okay, that's the t-shirt.
We
Randy
have to
minions.
present that one. That's
Randy
got to be up there for the masses, right
There
there.
you go.
Randy, you want to read that out loud?
Happs will always be a part of our lives, and at Randy W. Horton will always bring us his minions. Live from Vince, who just got his VIP badge. Deserving, we think. Not, we don't know. Whoop, whoop, Vince.
Oh, Vince, way to go, buddy. I know that would mean a lot to you. It's so awesome.
Yeah,
That's good. Good for you, bud.
smiling from ear to ear.
And well, and the timing's right. Once everybody leaves the sinking ship called Periscope, they're going to be here, and yeah. So
Yeah, the Periscope thing is weird. I don't understand why they didn't switch it to Twitter right away. If you go Twitter Live, it goes back to Periscope. Are they trying to kill it? I think they're going to keep it for commercial advertisers only. I don't think they're going to support independence with it.
Randy, you might be onto something there. They're not going to. Yes, they're just not going to have it where it's mainstream.
I don't think so. I think they're moving it to the Blue Tick Society.
Yeah. Well, why not? If you already have the infrastructure and you can make money from it doing something else, that's brilliant. Yes, I love that. All we're seeing is the tail.
Well, apparently Twitter has bought up a whole bunch of other apps that are the same way, and they're just shutting them down one at a time. They're buying them up, shutting them down, buying them up, shutting them down.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
I almost wonder if at one time they were trying to decide if it would be Periscope or Twitter Live, and they've now finally made the decision.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that? That was the God saying no.
My neighbor does that. She's been getting married and divorcing men for years. I think she's trying to create a cult of divorcees.
Kentucky Mike, how are you?
Mr. Bannerman, Kentucky Mike, and Debbie Mack, welcome back. So what do you guys know? Is your industry back alive now, or is it like taking off, or what's the direction in that?
Hang on one second, Martin's sneezing his brain out.
Okay.
Can you
catch COVID on the internet?
No.
No, you sure about that?
He's been like this from the day I met him.
I did not make you sneeze.
Martin always has this thing where he sneezes in threes. It's a minimum. So it's 3, 6, 9. So it's.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
That's 15, that's why I'm begging to be killed.
That's the power of 369. That's Nikola Tesla.
Yeah, Nikola Tesla.
So what was the question? I kind of missed it.
Hey, your industry now, are you getting back to the norm? Do you see a brighter future, or how are you guys in?
The hardest,
Slowly?
Yeah, very slowly. The unfortunate thing is, even though we've been in the industry for a long time, we came back to Toronto recently. So we're back down to the bottom of the pile, so to speak. So because of COVID, productions have had to modify how they're handling things. So for example, they would bring in 20 of us to build a set in less than a week, in 3 days type thing. Now they can only bring 3 to 5 people in, and they take 2 weeks to build a set, and they're driven home, they're picked up, they're tested every morning, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So a lot of us wound up very unemployed. Well, a lot of us, as a small select group, wound up overemployed.
Mm-hmm.
So because we're prop
about
makers,
international search to match the level where you're at with their level.
It doesn't make a difference to them because we're back only a year.
Yeah.
So
we've been away for 18 years, so a lot of people have sort of moved in and filled the void. So just we're getting ourselves reestablished.
You know, I see a
And the
lot of
specific
people
work
that
we
were
came back
involved
for,
years ago.
doesn't
Sorry,
exist.
the delay is kind of messing with my mind when to talk. We got a little bit of latency, and it's kind of tricking me. I'm not rude. I'm just sorry. It's happening by accident here.
Well, you're quite a ways away. That's probably why, right?
Yeah, I'm in the
Well,
I'm in the Philippines. So.
Philippines time lag.
When we came back to Toronto, we came back for a particular shop that does different productions, so that we wouldn't have to have our own shop. We were working on that shop, and that shop went under.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're trying to adjust at the moment. We invested our money in a smaller laser cutter and a smaller 3D printer, so we can try to go independent again. But the shop was going to get the work because they're a shop that's been here for 45 years, and COVID took them down.
Yeah, that's very common in Toronto, Randy. So many businesses didn't make it. But that's the thing in Toronto. The rents are lethal. A lot of places were just making it. And then to have someone say, you know, you're going to be shut down for 3 months, it didn't cut it. And they didn't give them enough money to keep them afloat. So many went, no, thank you. And some are like, I'll wait till this is over, then I'll come back. That's the other thing I've seen too.
So now we're back on.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of things that are people are switching international. I know there's a lot of country singers that were not top of the charts that now are popular throughout Europe. And I know a lot of people that are in production and TV and set building. They've moved on to the Middle East, and you know, it's where the market is beginning and flourishing or getting the kickoff. A lot of people are doing well throughout Dubai, Saudi Arabia, because they're putting in people. Your experience and your wisdom throughout the world is worth a fortune. So you may just be the common, maybe from yesterday there, but you'd be surprised stepping off to another continent, and you are like the professors of knowledge, and it's people really are into what you're doing.
Yeah, he's right.
That would mean moving again.
No more moving. Please
no more moving. But Jimi Hendrix, if he had not gone to England, would have still been playing in the small clubs in New York.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And he played with Little Richard, and Little Richard said to him, "There's only one star in the show," and he fired him because he was too much.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what would happen to Randy if he was in a band. The whole thing would be Randy. You know, he could play bass and not even sing, and they'd all be going, "What's he doing? What's he doing?"
Well, one of the things we're trying is the government. I don't know if it's Ontario or Canada. I can't remember. I just did the paperwork. They're offering businesses like ours, if you're an artist or a small business, basically a free website, as long as you convert to selling online. So this
I got an idea. Remind me when you're done.
Sorry?
I got an idea after you're done. Sorry, go ahead. I'm biting my lips.
So this is where Happs came in the sense that what we're doing here is what we're going to build on here. We're going to go back to teaching because we missed the conventions. We usually get hired to go into a science fiction convention and teach people how to, it's not the big income, but it's a nice income because you get to hang out with geeks all weekend and fellow cosplayers. And so we're missing those. So the idea is to, on here, what we build on here, we sell on this new online store. It's weird for us. We're not used to we're not used to making and then selling. We're used to being requested for a quote and then making.
Commissions and contract work.
So it's a very different world for us right now, but we're willing to try it in order to see where that leads us.
My experience in business, there's no money in inventory, so good luck and be careful. I was getting ready to say, I'm getting ready to do something here. I have another house across town, and I was going to make it into a studio. And I was going to do like a Happs studio Philippines. And the people who don't have money for internet, they can't afford a phone, but they've got tremendous talent, will come in and broadcast to the world and let people think what they're at. They may need sets. They may need different things. I don't know. I see your experience, something there. Maybe Happs, this could be, you know how YouTube has studios for broadcasters? I'm having the Happs charitable type broadcast system. Maybe there's something we could do together and you guys could guide and it would help advertise you to begin with. And I'd love for you to help and be a part of that.
Yeah, that's a great idea. The other thing that I could help you with too is I do a morning show every day now between 6:30 and 7:30. And if you had an image that said your business, I could put it up, for a few minutes throughout the broadcast, and people could see it. And you never know.
Well, actually, Michael, I would like you to kind of dissect and interview somebody new. You're more gentle with somebody who's new. I'll be a little critical, and you're more gentle about, welcome to Happs, and I'll let them broadcast with you on a show, and it'll be more gentle.
Soothing voice. Right?
Yeah, he's kind of soothing. I'm more of the hey moron, get done. I'm kind of like in your face, and I don't. You are too. I know.
She is, yeah, big time.
I'm trying to be patient and kind every day, and I'm really struggling. I'm from the South.
You've been way better lately. You have been way better. So it is. I've noticed.
I grew up in the southern part of it's in your face everywhere, every day.
Okay, the little dry, snacky ones.
Miss Tarrant talk with Kelly. I actually get what Randy is saying. Thank you.
Yeah,
Tarrant.
I'm putting that up there. Look, we're highlighting that. See, Randy's people feel him. They do, from all over the world.
Hey, what's up, Bernie? How you doing? Don Scobble is here from Facebook. I still want a Car Hunger Gear T-shirt. Whoop whoop! Car Hunger Gear T-shirt. 2D to 3D. 2D to 3D.
I love this one here. Randy is more at the throat guy.
Am I? I don't know.
I think that's funny.
But I'm not really derogatory in the way I would do it. It may feel derogatory, and honesty and truth and self-discovery that's brought upon by others is always treated as despicable. It's just that way people think.
Well, it's been kind of hard for me to be on the tech half, because the performance half has always been very natural for me, so to speak. But it's really hard for me to be in tech half simply because I'm a girl, and it's still difficult. There's very few women who do what I do, and you go in, and it's sometimes it's the most surreal thing, because people still have to stare and question and do all that, and then the attitude comes out, the whole downtown Toronto attitude of no, you don't like me, go away, I'm here to do the job type thing, and it's just their poor brains just. And then 5 seconds later, I'm being the typical, everything's fine again, dear. Yeah, and I love screwing with people's brains. It's just so much fun. So much fun.
The only time I ever get a little upset when I'm doing stuff is when we're talking about a subject, like you and I can be arguing about fish in Canada, and then you lose the argument and you bring up something out of the blue from the far left or far right that just doesn't make sense. Like, well, we don't really like guns in our country. What does that have to do with the fish in Canada? People do that. They bring up things because they've lost one argument, and they tried to lay that on the top of that argument because they lost the other argument. That's kind of strange for me. I don't know.
Well, things like that, that sideways thinking that I want to get control back over it. It's usually an insecurity. Like my mother's a bit Native. My mother's part Native Indian, and my father is very English, Irish, Scottish. So of course, we've got a slight sensitivity to alcohol on one side, and then we've got problem with smoking on the other side. So you could always tell my father was losing a fight when he would look at my mom and say, "It's your fault my children cannot drink me under the table." That was his default every time.
Speaking of your children, I would like to say something, and here's my child to come and talk to you. I have to stand up for just a minute while my daughter, Miss Chanel, talks to you. Miss Chanel Horton, come and talk to this wonderful people here.
Hello.
There we go.
Hey there. How are you?
Hi.
I'm good. Nothing much. Just chilling.
Nothing much.
Yeah, I drank some coffee. I played with Maxie, and I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
So you vibrating yet?
Morning routine, the coffee,
Um,
coffee vibration.
Fine.
So
Nice.
when you're not on net, what are some of the things you enjoy doing? What are some of your hobbies?
I like to paint. What else? I like to read. That's been like something I've done lately. Yeah.
What kind of books do you read, if you don't mind me asking?
I like, like the teen stuff, like the sad stuff. Yeah, just like that. Ooh, why is it so low? Yeah, I haven't really read a lot because I used to hate reading, but I'm starting to like reading now.
Oh, good. So you've gotten better.
Yeah, before I really would never read a book in like years, but now I enjoy reading.
Oh, that's great. Well, yeah. You know, it's important to read your whole life, I think, you know, always be in pursuit of more knowledge. And do you have one of those beautiful voices like your dad? Did you,
Nope.
you know, he constantly sings in the scope. So he's got this incredible range and
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't have talents. I'm just me.
one of my great bucket list things is I want to go karaoke with Randy someday.
You
We'll
should
go
do it.
and yeah, we'll tear down the place. I know it. It'll be great.
People love to karaoke here, so you should come here and do karaoke.
Yeah,
Nice.
we'd steal the room for sure. No problem. At least for a couple of minutes.
Nice.
How are you guys adjusting having dad back?
Well, lately it's chill because he has to stay home, but usually, like, as soon as he gets here, we're already on the go, we're going somewhere, but this time we're just chilling at home, so it's kind of different.
Mm-hmm.
Are you liking that more, where you get more quality time with them?
I prefer going out.
All right, that's good.
Yeah,
I
don't
like
know.
I like your honesty. Yeah. So when do you think you guys will start doing the you know, going about and filming stuff? And does he ever embarrass you when you go out and he starts talking to random strangers, or is it?
I don't get embarrassed by it, but my mom really gets really embarrassed and angry.
When my daughter was really young and I used to have the store, and everywhere we went, people would come up and talk to me, and she was always like, that's my time. They get you the rest of the week. They shouldn't go anywhere near you. And she was maybe 5 at the time, right? And that really
wow.
bothered her. Yeah. So you kind of share your dad with the world. So that's why I asked that question.
I don't really mind. I'm pretty chill about it.
Now, do you have any desires to be semi-famous somewhere down the road for something, be it art or, you know, there's no reason you couldn't be a big star here on Happs, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Like I think
I don't really like to be noticed. I don't know. I'm weird. It's true. Even in like school, I don't like to be noticed. Like people are like, "You've been at this school this whole time."
You grow out of it. So you grow into it, Martin. Into it. Not out of it, into it.
Well, I think it's tough at your age now. You know, there's so much judgment, and there's like the craziness that's on the net now, and the bullying, and I don't know what it's like where you are there. It's probably maybe not as bad. I don't know, but in Canada and in the States, you know, there's many a teen that's having a rough time because of things that have happened on the net, not so much that have happened on school, right?
Well, for me personally, I don't really like get bothered by what people say online. I really like don't mind it. I just like it's like whatever to me. Like I really don't care about what people say online.
Oh, that's good.
That's the best way to be.
That's good. Where a lot of people seek that false crown, you know, that 15 minutes of fame. I see some random man behind you doing some erotic dancing, I think. There. Oh, it's your dad. Hi, sir.
Well, Chanel's a pre-med student, and she goes to school, you know. And medical school, people don't really play. They're trying to achieve goals and trying to become our future doctors. So you don't really see that type of atmosphere in med school.
I agree. Plus, there's so much money on the line. And most of the families are like, look, you got to do well. You don't have time to horse around. Exactly. Not like your dad and I. We get to horse around.
Well, there's definitely been a few times people have tried to mess with me, but, you know, I'm pretty strong, independent. I take care of it. I don't let them bother me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was one of the things with my niece. She's my brother is Canadian. My sister-in-law is Korean. and they were in Korea, and he had to send her to the school where the military kids went to keep her safe, because being a half-blood, she was actually getting really teased a lot in regular school. So he had to make enough money to send her to the same school as the military kids, and made a huge difference. So it wasn't just, it wasn't necessarily the country, but where she went to school in that country. And yeah, it made a huge difference, the type of school she went to.
I tell you, I'm really proud of you that number one, that you're in medical school. That's unbelievable.
That's amazing.
That's way beyond my brain power. And number two, that you have that kind of constitution where you know who you are, and that you're not shaken or rattled by, the thoughts of lower vibration people.
Yeah.
Did you understand?
There's definitely been times that's like, I'm like, why do you have to bother me? Like, I'm really just, I'm not doing anything to you. I'm just chilling. But I always end up taking care of it. So that's why people know not to mess with me at my school.
No, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So how many years will you have to go to medical school? Like, that's a huge commitment, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it really depends on what I'm gonna pursue in med school.
Do you have any idea what you like so far? Or are you just discovering yourself right now?
I mean, I think about it, but then I end up changing it. So I have still a few more years to think about it at least. So yeah.
And how old are you now, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 22. I'm gonna be 23 in April.
Okay.
So yeah.
I can remember 23. It was funny. At 23, I thought I knew everything you needed to know.
Oh, I know I don't know everything. I'm aware of it.
I was a completely delusional bubble. And then by the time I was 40, I realized I knew nothing.
Yep. I know that I don't know a lot of things.
Shall I get you out of the hot seat for a minute?
If you want.
Yeah, I'll get you out of the hot seat.
But you kind of, life.
So nice seeing you again.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing. She's wonderful, buddy. You're very blessed.
You are.
Very blessed. Well done.
That's lovely.
I couldn't imagine being young, traveling to a foreign country and going to school.
Yeah, so it's what it'll probably do a world of good in her life long term. So think outside the box, right?
Exactly.
It's great. I'm going to close this down soon, guys. So do we have any last pearls of wisdom we'd like to say? Randy and I usually say things we're grateful for.
Well, every single time we close, we always remind people that self-respect and self-love is the most important thing, because no one can love you or respect you unless you love or respect yourself first. And that's when Martin kind of breaks that wonderful thing with a guy, goodbye, say goodbye, Martin.
That's right, yeah.
And he does the whole goodbye, Martin thing. But yeah, we both do believe that. Sometimes it's a little hard, and especially with the COVID.
Self-respect can be tough when it feels like everything's not working the way it should be working.
Yeah.
Candy says,
you guys can always get a hold of us. Everything is Car Hunger for us. So any of the messengers or anything like that, drop us a line and say hello. We always do our best to check everything each day. And it's always 2 hours. Don't forget the second hour. But yeah, say hi.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. All right, Randy, your turn, buddy.
I watch a lot of people during the present times and the situations throughout the earth on the COVID thing. And we all have a tendency to look at the small percentage of bad in our life. But at the end of the day, it's not doom and gloom. It's a beautiful life. The world is great, and tomorrow is always on the way. So look out for the great things. Don't let that small percentage of the badness affect your life. Everything is beautiful. You can find happiness and gratefulness in every part of your day. So don't let a small moment during the day ruin the whole day.
Agreed. That's well said. Beautifully executed. All right. So listen, tomorrow, 6:30 to 7:30. If you want some good vibes, want to start your week off right, come and see me. And let's keep shining our light in the darkest places. God bless you, and take care until next time. Thank you so much for everybody that's on Happs that supported my first 25 days. God bless you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Bye.